Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm coming to you guys from my car. I really wanted to get this pregnancy update video filmed and uploaded for you guys, and you'll see in my next vlog that things kind of just have gotten a little crazy around here, so the only time that I have to sit down and quickly film this for you guys is in my car while I eat some breakfast. I just picked up 1 egg scrambled with avocado on a bagel and an orange juice from a bagel store around me, and I have about 20 minutes to quickly eat this before I have to head somewhere. You guys will see I'm also going to be vlogging today, but of course that'll be a separate video. So while I eat my breakfast, I thought I will update you guys on weeks 33, 34, and 35, as well as the doctor's appointment I had yesterday for my 34/35 week appointment. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, head on down there and subscribe. I appreciate that always. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so like I said, got myself an orange juice and a bagel, and I am so extremely hungry. I have not gone food shopping for Harris's house in quite some time, just because I'm not feeling up to it lately. So I'm trying to think. I should have probably written down what I wanted to say. So I think the last time I updated you guys was around 32 weeks when I had that doctor's appointment. And I kind of basically went into how things have been getting a little bit more uncomfortable for me. I felt that the boys had gone through a growth spurt, and they most certainly had at that point. They had jumped weights between 30 and 32 weeks, and let me tell you, they've jumped weights again. But that is when I also started experiencing some stretch marks developing, and throughout my vlogs, if you've been watching, they've only been getting worse, which is okay. But the pain of them is definitely not okay. I definitely did not expect stretch marks to be as painful as they kind of are. It's not really pain, it's like the insatiable itch that really bothers me, and mainly at night they get so itchy, which I don't understand why, because I lather up so much before I go to bed. So here's my bagel with 1 egg and avocado, if you guys are wondering what it looks like. So good. So the stretch marks had been getting worse around 33 weeks. The itching had been getting worse around 33 weeks. And this is also when I experienced something really strange that I, of course, turned to Google for. I had woke up one morning and my fingers had really, like, stiffened up, if that makes sense. It hurt to make a fist. The entire first day that it happened, I could not open a water bottle. I could not, like, open a door or pick up anything. Like, my fingers were stiff and sore, like my joints. So of course I turned to Google, and something called pregnancy carpal tunnel is a thing. Now, I'm not saying that's what I had. I never went to my doctor for it or anything. I kind of just sucked it up and dealt with it. I realized that it kind of gets worse if I sleep on my hands, which is really hard because I'm the type of person that, like, puts their pillow and sleeps like that. So I frequently sleep on my hands. So it definitely gets worse if I sleep with my hands in a fist, or I sleep on my hands. I will wake up and my fingers will be so sore and stiff to the point where I can't really make a fist. And the first few days it kind of really scared me, but now I just know not to really sleep like that. Or when I wake up in the morning, I kind of have to, like, slowly, like, work my fingers to, like, loosen up the joints, if that makes sense. So that's something that happened around 33 weeks that I was like, is something wrong here? And then 34 weeks, so other than that, 33 weeks was pretty standard. 34 weeks, now this is when my stomach started to drop, my belly started to drop. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, if you don't, it's always in the description box, just in case you guys want to stay even more updated with my life. But if you guys follow me on there, I had posted a picture 1 week apart showing how I thought that my belly had began to drop, and it most certainly has since then. I can now say without a doubt that these boys are dropping into position, because my belly is so much lower than it was like 2 weeks ago now at this point. So I first realized this walking up the stairs one day, and sorry, I'm eating with my mouth full. I know it's kind of gross, but I'm in a bit of a hurry here, so hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to try and cut out as much of it as I can. But the first day I kind of realized that my belly probably was dropping was when I was walking up the stairs one night. My belly was like hitting against the top of my thighs, and I was like, that's weird. I don't really remember that ever happening. And so I said to Harris, I was like, does my belly look lower to you? Like, I feel like it's like hitting my legs when I'm walking up the stairs. He was like, yeah, a little bit. So I woke up the next day, and again, I was having that happen. I felt like it was resting on my bladder so much. During this time, during 34 weeks, I also started to get so thirsty during the middle of the night. So I was chugging like 2 waters throughout the night, and of course that meant that I had to wake up to pee just even more frequently. But even not in the middle of the night, like, I felt them sitting on my bladder. Every 5 seconds I felt like I had to pee, even though nothing really was coming out. There was just so much pressure. And even in like my vagina, we're gonna get a little TMI here, I felt so much pressure in my vagina. So I was like, they're definitely way lower down than they were before. So I had taken a picture and sent it to my mom, and I was like, oh my god, I think that my belly dropped. And she was like, yes, it definitely did. And that's when I posted like the 2 photos a week apart on my Instagram and was like, guys, I think my belly dropped. And a lot of you guys were like, yes, it looks like the boys have dropped. So 34 weeks, the belly has dropped. Also in 34, 35 week time, I've talked about this before, sleep has just gotten so impossible at this point. The thirst has made me wake up 10 times more in the middle of the night. The fact that my belly has dropped has made it even more uncomfortable to sleep. The fact that the boys have been growing at such a fast rate has made my stomach very itchy, it's very heavy, it's very hard to roll over in the middle of the night. It's like a 10-minute ordeal for me to just roll over and to realize that that's not even that comfortable. So rolling over has been hard, getting comfortable has been hard. I spoke about my last video that I get this weird pulling feeling behind my belly button. If I roll over a certain way and I lay on my belly a certain way, I kind of get this feeling that there's a string attached to the skin behind my belly button and it gets pulled, which sounds really weird. It definitely is. It feels so weird. And I've kind of found ways to roll over and avoid that feeling, but around 34 weeks is when I started to feel this, and it kind of really freaked me out. I would roll over and like feel it and like have to sit up right away and like relax and be like, okay, let's try this again, let's resituate. So that's what went on 33 and 34. And 35 weeks is what I am now. So exactly, I'm 35 weeks and 2 days. It is Tuesday and I turn a new week on Sundays. So I'm freshly into 35 weeks. A lot of it is the same between 33 and 34 weeks. Like I said, the lack of sleep, the uncomfortability, the belly is continuing to drop every day. I feel like it gets even lower and lower and lower. And I will insert a bump update at the end of this video. When I get home or whatever, I'll take one and I'll insert it into this video so you guys will see. But I'm definitely feeling a lot lower still. But the biggest update that has changed as of 35 weeks happened Sunday night. So freshly 35 weeks, and this is going to be very TMI, so sorry if this grosses you out, but pregnancy is kind of a gross, weird thing. So Sunday night, I jumped in the shower to take a normal shower. I use the bathroom before I go to the shower. I always do. I always pee before I get in the shower. Not the type of person to pee in the shower. That was a big bite. So, Sunday, went to the bathroom, got in the shower, and I kind of felt something weird going on down there. And of course I can't see anything. My belly is so big. I have not seen my vagina in months probably at this point. I felt something weird, so I felt down there, and what had happened was my mucus plug had started to fall out. I thought the whole thing had fallen out, but since then a little bit fell out yesterday too, so I guess there was just a little more in there. But my mucus plug fell out Sunday night. So if you don't know what that is, it's kind of the mucus that forms at the tip of your cervix, and when you start to dilate, it can fall out in one piece, it can fall out in bits and pieces, which is what mine has done. But nonetheless, when you start to dilate, your mucus plug falls out. So that's what happened to me on Sunday. And of course, the first thing I did was text my mom to kind of confirm. I texted her and I was like, I'm pretty sure my mucus plug fell out. I've never been pregnant before, so I didn't really know. Based off of Google and what I've read and what I've heard from other people on YouTube, I kind of sensed that it was my mucus plug. So I explained to my mom what it looked like, and she basically said, sounds to be your mucus plug. So I then told Harris, I told his mom. At this point, I had the doctors the next morning, so I didn't call them and tell them. I just told them when I got there yesterday. But that happened. So like I said in the beginning of the video, things have gotten a little crazy around here. And that's because once I told my mom that this happened, she kind of got a little more antsy. She originally had her flight booked to get here on this upcoming Thursday, just to be safe, because I'm getting into that window of time, which is average for people who are pregnant, women who are pregnant with twins, to go into labor, which is between 36 and 38 weeks. So she planned on coming at the end of this week anyway, just to be here and to be safe and to make sure that she was here if I went into labor. But she got super antsy when she heard that my mucus plug fell out, because that basically means, now it's very variable, they can't really tell you for sure once your mucus plug falls out, like you're going to go into labor now. But Google, of course our trusty friend Google, it says that labor can begin within hours, days, weeks. So my mom just wanted to play it safe, and she actually hopped on a flight yesterday morning, so not even 24 hours after my mucus plug fell out. She hopped on a flight and she's here. So that's why things have gotten a little crazy, and I'm actually going to meet up with her now, and you guys will see in the vlog what we're doing. But my mucus plug fell out Sunday night. So those are just some bigger updates for you guys, things that I've experienced between 33 and 35 weeks. And now I'm going to go into how my doctor's appointment went yesterday. So I explained this in a vlog that my doctor's appointment was supposed to be my 34-week doctor's appointment, but it got pushed to 35 weeks because he was out of town. So I saw him yesterday. I had my normal sonogram. Since I'm pregnant with twins, I now get sonograms like every time I go, because that's how they really measure their growth. They can't really measure my belly and say for sure like how one baby is growing over the other. So I get a sonogram every time I go. So I went, and Harris's mom actually came with me. This was her first time coming with me. We've just never really had our schedules line up to where she's been able to come with me. But I'm really glad she got to come with me yesterday. It was a really good bonding thing for us, and I'm just really happy that she got to come. So we both went to the doctor's yesterday, and first thing was my sono. And let me tell you, didn't mean to choke. Let me tell you, these boys are growing at such a fast rate. It blows my mind. So baby A, now these are just estimates, like I've said. It's kind of weird how they measure their weight inside of you. They measure their circumference of their head, their belly, and their femur bone, and it spits out a number. I don't really know how that works. But based on those measurements, baby A is roughly 6 pounds and 5 ounces. Yes, you heard me right. 6 pounds, 5 ounces, which to me is absolutely insane that he's already a little 6-pound baby. Now, like I said, they're just estimates, so they can be off, like I think they say like 10% either way. So he could still be in the 5-pound range, or he can be even bigger in the 6-pound range. Oh, I just rubbed avocados in my seat. Party foul. So then baby B got measured. Last time I went to the doctor's, baby B was a little bit behind baby A, but it was nothing of concern. He's still growing on track. Baby A is kind of just growing even faster. So even though baby B is a little tinier, it's nothing to be concerned about. And baby B is 5 pounds, roughly 5 pounds and 11 ounces. So that means altogether I have about 12 pounds of baby inside me, which is crazy. They still have a bunch of fluid in there, which means they still have a bunch of growing room, my doctor said. So who knows? We will see. As for me, I've hit 45 pounds total so far, which is still good. Like I said, the average is between 40 and 50 pounds. And my doctor did want to see me gain a lot of weight early on in my pregnancy, just because I was a little bit underweight when I first got pregnant with the boys. So I did gain a lot of weight early on, but in the past 2 weeks, I only gained, I think she said like 3 point something pounds. So my weight gain has kind of decreased. It's basically all the boys now, which is normal. But I'm at 45 pounds, which I'm happy with because I'm still under that 50-pound mark. He forgot to measure my belly, and a lot of you guys keep asking me what the size of my belly is, as if I was having one, or like what the size of my belly is in general. He did not measure my belly yesterday, and I did not realize until I got home that he did not do that. So I don't know how big my belly is measuring in terms of a twin pregnancy or a singleton pregnancy. I'm sorry, I go again in a week, so I will ask then. But I do have both my strep test and an HIV test, as well as a cervical exam next week. I thought he was going to give me one this week once I told him that my mucus plug fell out, but he said that he wanted to refrain from a cervical exam because sometimes that can trigger labor, and so he wants to just be safe and wait until 36 weeks to perform the cervical exam. But it does sound like I'm at least dilating or thinning a little bit for my mucus plug to have fallen out. I told him that, and he just said my body is taking the natural progressions that it needs to be to go into labor. The boys dropped, my mucus plug fell out, so he feels that me going into labor on my own is not too far out, and he does think that I will go into labor on my own. Hopefully, you know, inductions are great and all, but if you research them, they're actually not that great for you or your baby, especially when they use Pitocin. That can be a little violent sometimes on both yourself and the baby. So I would like to go into labor on my own, and he said it does seem like my body is taking those natural progressions that may happen. So that is what he said in terms of that. I'm trying to think what else we talked about as I make a complete mess in my car. So, all in all, boys are still doing well. Boys are still in me. They're still growing, as we can see, with their weight. Definitely still growing. Overall, I'm still doing really well. Of course, the uncomfortability and the lack of sleep and all that kind of stuff really catches up to me sometimes. I can't stand for more than maybe 15 minutes at a max without absolutely wanting to die, because my belly feels like it's going to just rip off my body and fall onto the floor. But overall, I haven't really had many complications, and it has been a seemingly smooth pregnancy. So if I can hold out for another week or so and push through the uncomfortability and all that kind of stuff, I know it's going to be so worth it in the end. Like I said, my mom is here, so things are picking up. Expect another countdown to the twins video, updates on moving, all that kind of stuff is going to be in the next vlog and the vlog after that. So if you have not subscribed already, hey, maybe head on down there and subscribe if you want to be kept up to date with the delivery of my twins, with the moving process that Harris and I are undergoing, all that kind of stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mukbang, is that what they're called? A little pregnancy update / eat with me. I'm gonna finish up my bagel now and head over to my mom, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.